try to call you. There's no audio coming through on your YouTube.
Yeah, okay. Check microphone check. Check a microphone check. Hopefully you guys can hear me now on the YouTube. Well, no, I know you can hear me in the Zoom room. Yeah, I know you can hear me in the Zoom room, but it's I also live stream this on YouTube, and it sounds like maybe the audio wasn't working there. Yes, well. So
it's coming through, Josh.
Beautiful. Thanks, Lo. So I will ask some clarifying questions, but then I don't spend much energy. Now, I will tell you that in certain instances, they've changed their tune. Like some people will just throw that up as like a smoke screen. And if you dig a little deeper and show that you're not just like, some other spammer in their market that's been trying to get them, this, that, or the other thing. I have had people that from cold outreach initially set a number that seemed unrealistic, that upon further review and digging and connection, so we have the initial conversation through connection with them, they actually backed off the number and gave me a more realistic number. And I can't, I have at least 2 instances from the fall when, where that it went from like, just a smoke screen number to, upon digging a little bit further and connecting with them on a deeper level, we ended up at a realistic number and a closed transaction on at least 2 of them that I can remember from the fall. So for the most part, those are just people that are, they just want to give you a hard time. And also, I mean, it's not that hard to just ask a couple of clarifying questions. This example from yesterday, he did not, like, he kind of ghosted me after a little bit. But I mean, making sure you got my last question mark. He replied. So, and like replied to Ed, not immediately, like later, which means like he took the time to do that. So, he could just be messing with us, or maybe there is something about that property that we can't see. Maybe there's an additional parcel or something. Like this one in particular, I could see the street that it's on. If it's zoned residential / commercial, there could be added value, or it could just be unrealistic. And we just keep moving along, moving on our merry way with that. Okay. Although, because he responded and engaged, I will also add him to Bold Trail and put, this is an absentee owned property. This guy lives in New York. I will put him in Bold Trail, set him up to be kept sort of up to date on the value of that property that he had engaged around or on.
Yeah, I thought it was going to take probably 3 or 4 years to get to that number. So it's way crazy. Anyway, so
yeah, but again, so I wouldn't invest a ton of time on it, but there's no harm. Like, how long does it take you to dig a little bit, right? And dig a little deeper. Julius, yeah, I sent you an updated calendar for tomorrow at 10:30. Okay. I want to share a quick update, and then we're going to get into doing the work with James and Kyle, time permitted. Maybe we'll dig into yours as well. So if you follow these sessions, or you have followed me for any time, one of the monthly marketing campaigns that I run is an email to all of the homeowners in my database with an updated home value. And I use fast cash offers to deliver that, meaning when they click the link, they are taken to a dashboard specifically for their property with different estimates of value and the opportunity to explore offer options. This month, I'm trying something a little different. I sent this email. Find it here. It was short and sweet. And it was, instead of an updated home value, it was the opportunity for them to explore offers. And so this will take, there we go. It went to about 5,000. That's the number of homeowners in my database. I guarantee it was not delivered to all 5,000 because I'm sure there's emails, whatever else, you know, it is what it is. But I don't have a way to drip them out in Bold Trail. And so I'm just using what I've got. The subject line, get multiple offers for street address, just their street address. And then I have in brackets instantly. Have you been thinking about selling street address? ? Tap here to get multiple offers instantly. When you tap the link above, please wait a few seconds for your offers to load, because it does take a few seconds to load. Like, because they're literally specific to them, right? And I could have even put in there, you know, please allow a few seconds for your offers to load as they are customized and personalized to your property, or something along those lines, but whatever. P.S. You're probably not ready to sell right now, but when the time is right, will you be staying here in Central PA or relocating elsewhere? I have not gotten anyone to reply to that. In other words, no one has responded to the P.S. We try stuff. I mean, I have other emails that I've sent that I get lots of replies to the PS. It just depends on whatever. Typically, when I send out my home value update email, I get anywhere from 80 to 150 people, unique property owners that click and go look at their dashboard. So far for this one, it's been in the, I think it's less than 20. Less than 20. But, and it's a big but, two things actually. Number one, at least half of them are not the same people, or have, at least to my knowledge, not clicked the other emails. In other words, they haven't clicked the home value update emails. Meaning I'm seeing people and addresses that I didn't even realize were in my database because they've done nothing else to engage, which means what? There might be some motivation there. So far fewer engaged people, but this is a more intent-based message. The home value offer update, there could be any number of reasons why. They're just curious. They want to see what computers think the property, like there could be any number. And yet that campaign, when you send the email and you send the bump text and you send the follow-up email with the engaged people, has turned into a pretty consistent flow of new listing opportunities for me. So now what I need to do from this point is I need to turn these into money, turn these into, you know, real opportunities by asking a connection style of question, right? To gauge what level of motivation and intent they have right now, and to see, should we explore these offer options, or should we explore other options with you and for you? And so I will share tomorrow what that looks like. In other words, what I will have done with those folks to continue the conversation and uncover opportunities. I did, just to play around. Let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, I asked Decky, for those of you who are LeadDeck users, we have this AI that we've been feeding content like this. It has literally been fed like 600 hours of my coaching, training, etc. And so I asked Decky this morning, what should I do? I said, I sent this email. What do you think I should do with the folks who clicked to check out the offers? And it gave me a very detailed response, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And the short answer is just do something with them, right? I'm going to call, text, and email all of them. It wasn't many. It was, I can probably check in the dashboard here. I believe if I go lead search, let's see here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let me go next. 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13 of them. Okay. 13. Not a lot, but that's actually good because I can now go deep with all 13 of them with the goal of just determining their timing and motivation. Like, are they ready to do something now? Are we 30 to 60, 90 days out, or are we just starting the process? And also a couple of these, like this guy had told me, I mean, I've been talking with this guy forever. I mean, I thought he was, he was going to be ready to list in January and then February and then March. And so he's committed to list with me. So it just gives me another reason to reach back out to him. Janita.
Josh, can I ask you a follow-up question?
Hold on, Janita and then Campbell.
Campaign set.
Hold on. Janita and then Campbell.
So yeah, just quick question about the fast cash offers. That I'm taking it, that's from the paid version of the program, and does
Correct.
it also limit the number of offers that they see? Because I know you said previously
I need to do that.
Okay.
I need to figure out how to do that. Let me get with Joe on that. There probably is a way to do that, and I should know that.
Okay.
This was a test. Now, if you're not on the full marketing suite and you want to test the idea, I would two-step the question. So I would, going back to what I had, the game plan I had given Campbell earlier, I would, and I'll riff on this, but maybe tomorrow I'll bring an actual polished version. But I could send the same subject line. Let me get back to where is this email? So I could send this same subject line. And I could say, have you been thinking about selling Lead Street? Would you be interested in exploring multiple offer options? Question mark. Let me know, and I can put those together for you and have them back to you in 24 hours or less. And then you go, they reply, yes, I'd be interested, or I'd be curious. Then you can pop their address in and you can share their offer dashboard, or you could record a personal video message as a follow-up to them. And in fact, I think what I'm going to do, quite honestly, because it's only 13, I think, unique ones that looked at mine, I'm probably going to send them a Loom video, each of them, personally. Or at least that's going to be part of it. I will record the Loom video and then I'll email it and text it to them. But that's the way you could two-step it if you don't have the full marketing suite and you don't have it integrated with your CRM. And quite honestly, it probably would work better. If I'm being honest, it would get more replies because for two reasons, actually. There'd be no link in the email. That immediately increases deliverability. There'd be no link in the email, number one. And number two, more people would get it. So more people would read it, more people would reply. And also, you have more control over what they see.
Right.
Because there are people on here that are going to click this and they're going to see. In fact, the one thing I'm concerned about Grant, the guy that I told him looking at it, I'm pretty sure at least 2 of the offers are not realistic. They are higher than, and I'll have to back him down. Now, I've already had the conversation with him, so I'm not like worried about it. But if I'm being honest, and more conversations is the goal, text only, two-stepping it, meaning they have to request, and then I actually deliver it, is probably a better way to handle it anyway. I think I'm freezing. Hopefully my audio isn't freezing.
You are.
Yeah.
Yeah, your video's frozen.
Okay, there we go. As long as the audio was okay. Now, Campbell, go ahead.
Okay, I've got the campaign set up, Josh. The best time frame, I believe, for still sending email is between 4 and 5 p.m. in the afternoon, correct?
That has never been, to my knowledge.
When do you think the better time is to send it?
Well, it's not what I think. If I would look up email analytics, but at least from everything I've ever seen, Tuesday through Thursday, late morning to early afternoon is the best window. That from data that I've ever seen. I've never seen data that 4 to 5 window. But again,
text message.
What's that?
think I'm confused with text. I think text.
Oh,
is
maybe
4 or
that could
5
be.
is the-
Yeah, that could be. That could be. And also, like, if you're dripping out an email, like, I don't know. Most consumers' email inboxes are not as full and noisy as ours are as real estate professionals, right? So if it's a
You don't think
compelling
it matters?
message, they'll open and respond on their own time. So if I'm dripping something out, I would probably drip it out from like 6:30 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Got it. Now I can send the follow-up back. The second line, which will change the subject line. The first subject line is exactly what you said. It is username, and then I put quick and question mark. That's all it says.
Okay. I'm sorry. That's the
Take
subject
word quick
line.
out or just use question.
That's the subject line.
Subject line. You said.
I would just
the
put first name. I would just put their first name with a question mark. But
Okay,
I don't,
that's
I mean,
what
I
I'm
think
doing.
we're splitting hairs there, but that's what I would,
Okay.
yeah.
The follow-up, if they don't open it, it goes 24 hours later, and I'm asking the question. Can't find the right home question mark, or do you have a better one for that? Because it changes the subject line on the second one. It's the same body, but a different subject line.
Oh, you're saying a different, so that would be,
So if they don't
no,
open it,
well, what I would do is still interested. If I'm doing a second subject line, still interested, question mark.
okay, that's it. I'm going to get off the call. I got to go elsewhere. I will catch up with you maybe later today if you're around, buddy.
Good luck. Tanya,
Goodbye. Thanks, sir.
you bet.
I'm going to get that 100 done. I'm starting on it.
Giddy up.
Thank you, pal.
Sorry, I was late joining, but I see the emails that you were sending and everything. And my question is that one that you were sending with the link to allow that person in, the 5,000 in your database to see, have you been thinking about selling, or tap here to get your multiple offers instantly? That's from Cash Offers AI. What is the link that we give that person? Because
Well, you would only have the link if you have the full marketing suite. If you're using the free version, you would have to submit. So if you're using the, I should have just done this as a two-step. So if you two-step it, if you're using the free version, which gives you offer, the offers platform, right? But it doesn't have the CRM integration and the full marketing suite. And you two-step it, you would, when they reply and say on some level that they would be interested or they're curious, etc., then you would manually submit that property and get those offers, collect them like you would anyone else that says, we'd be open to an offer kind of thing.
So I think I have the full suite,
Okay.
but I haven't gone through the process of integrating it with my, my CRM. So it would be using the address from the CRM and linking it with Cash Offer and automatically having.
So I'll show
value
real quick
points.
for those that that are using the full. You would, where you find, so once you have it if you're using the full marketing suite and you have your CRM integrated, where you go is email marketing. Okay. Now you won't see like this is my enterprise dashboard. So you'll see
website set up. Mine doesn't say anything about email network marketing. So maybe I don't have that.
I don't think you have the full marketing suite. I don't think,
Okay.
but I could be wrong.
Okay.
If or when you did and you have your CRM integrated, if you go to email marketing, this link is the link you use if you want to send an email with whatever your CRM is, such that when they click the email, it takes them to their home value dashboard. And this link
automatically pulls their address in.
Correct. They don't have to opt it. They don't have to enter it or anything. This is the one that I sent, which is just a little bit of a different, what they see is it's a different dashboard, basically. I don't know. Will I see an example if I put? Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So I'll give both. Examples here. So that saves a step for them. And I don't know what, it's like certain days, my Wi-Fi wants to be, I don't know if it's weather related or what, but this is what the offer dashboard looks like. And they're similar. Oh, you know what? Maybe they're the same damn thing. No, I don't feel like they are.
So it shows the values, but that's not necessarily an offer, is it?
That's
Oh,
not
we're
what people
exploring
here.
offers.
Let me see if I can get it to open. I don't know. I didn't want
Yeah,
this.
that's different than what I.
It's two different. It's two different. I don't know why it's not showing this, but they will see two different things, but they're similar. They're similar.
So like I have a thing that says if I click on cash offers on my left-hand side, I can do search for a property. Would that be a link that I would give them to put their own property in, or no? Don't give this at all. Okay.
No.
No.
The offers only version of it, which is free, is not designed for you to use with consumers. It's for the user to then be able to input properties, pull that, adjust the offers that are being shown, share the seller view version of it, etc. But for the full marketing suite, if you want to be able to share those with your database consumers, if you want to have the direct integration on direct mail, etc., that's what you would need the full marketing suite for that, which is, there is a 21-day free trial, and my version of it is $99 per month after the free trial, which to my knowledge is the cheapest being offered by anyone using the platform. I might be wrong, but
That's what I paid too, 99.
all right, Wendy. We sent yesterday and we have 38 replies so far. What, you sent what? Come on.
I sent the home val out email.
Okay, so you sent the home value one or the offers version one that I shared?
The home value one.
Okay. How many did you send?
I want to say it went to like 6,000.
Okay. So just know, like, that's a lot, right? That's a lot.
I was pretty happy with it.
And if you have smaller numbers and you two-step the smaller numbers, let me give you another, for example. If you wanted to engage, let's say you had 75 homeowners in your database. If you send email subject line, their street address. Hey, Tanya, do you still own the property at street address? ? And they reply. And then what do you say? Thanks for confirming. Would you like me to send you an updated home valuation and even give you the opportunity to explore some unique offer options we have available? Whatever you want to say at that point, but that would be like whatever you have, just, Wendy and I send one to many because we have thousands. But if you have tens or hundreds, if you manually or send them in smaller batches and you get more creative about how you engage with them, it's just all a matter of, how do you best leverage the assets and the audience that you have? Okay. James, are you there? Where's James? Let me hold on.
I am here. Let's go.
Let me pin James so that way I can see him and I'm not confused because I'm easily confused. All right, so I'm going to add the pin there. What we're going to do now is a follow-up to a conversation yesterday. James had sent me 5 questions, one of which was him struggling with or working to find clarity around what geographic area and maybe even what niche or audience for him to invest energy in to that might yield him the highest likelihood of success, let's say. And one recommendation I had yesterday was, obviously digging into your MLS data is valuable for that, and looking at what are the turnover rates by zip code or by school district or whatever. but I thought I would spend time today also using LeadDeck as a way to see what are the numbers in here telling us. And we'll compare. James, do we have 2 different zip codes to compare, or cities? What are you thinking?
Oh my God, we have so many zip codes in Denver. We can pick a couple.
Well, I would like to do no more than 3.
Okay.
Just from a time perspective. And I want to give people a plan that they could follow for them as well. Or I'd be more than, if you're curious about LeadDeck and you're wondering, could this help you in your business, and you want to do this in a one-on-one fashion, this breakdown, and take a look at these numbers, I'm more than happy to do that. You can just text me at the number there, or DM me on Facebook or Instagram, etc. So I have this simple little spreadsheet. And I will also say that I've got these different buckets here, but you may choose different buckets depending on, you may know, let's say you know that you want to go after senior owners in one of these 2 zip codes. Well, then we're not going to look at, some of this stuff is not going to be relevant, right? So I'm giving you like a broad stroke, meaning I know I have these 2 or 3 geographic targets, and I'm an equal opportunity real estate agent. Like, I'm just looking, where is the opportunity? Okay. But what I would do if I was wanting to focus on, helping more clients who are looking to buy or sell vacant land, this spreadsheet would look different, is my point. Let's give me 2 or 3 zip codes, James, that we're going to start with here.
Should we start with the one where I'm at, where we didn't find much?
Absolutely.
Okay, 80206.
And when you said where we didn't find much, what do you mean?
Where I've been doing my absentee outreach.
Okay.
It's like, not getting much response.
Okay.
And we could do like an 80011.
Okay.
And how about 80025? Or no, let's go bigger. 80033.
Okay.
There we go.
You know what? Actually, I'm going to do this too.
Yeah, just in the Denver metro, we've probably got, looking at this map, 30 or more zip codes. Lots.
Yeah.
Very chopped up.
All right. So I'm gonna first look at what is the flipper activity, and hopefully, what's going on here? Never fails. My Wi-Fi is lagging, and now there we go. Here we go. Let's see. Here we go. All right. I think we're back. 22. Now, this is not ideal. Let me think here. I'm on a small laptop screen. So let me try this. I don't know. I'll try and split screen it here and see if that helps. It may or may not. It may just make it harder to see and harder for me, but we'll see if I can bounce back and forth a little easier. This for that zip code. And let's take a look at, now this is just single family. So we get into, there's layers to this onion here, right? So we're starting with single family, but you could also run these numbers for townhome, or maybe you're someone that you want your niche to be multifamily. And so in that case, you'd look at 2 or 3 zip codes and you would choose multifamily, and you'd look at the multifamily activity on the buyer side, and you look at what are the buckets of multifamily. Okay. So I'm highlighting this to say that this can take a lot of different shapes and forms. And this also relates to something, a rant that I went on yesterday's LeadDeck Founders Club Mastermind, which is that step 1 in the 7 C's that I've been talking about since Monday. We choose, we collect, we contact, we converse, we connect, we contract, and we close so we can get compensated. That's the 8th C. Okay. The choose is the hardest one because there's lots of things to choose from. And also know that whatever you choose has its own hard. None of it's easy. It's finding choosing what makes the most sense for you, your personality, the type of clients that you like to work with, the geography, etc. And then knowing that it's going to be hard to do the rest of the 6 steps, but it's hard no matter what you choose. This business is hard. Period. Okay? How's that for an inspiring? It just is, right? Like, but that's why we get paid so well when we see it through to the end. We're compensated pretty well. Anyway, do you want to start? Let me ask this, James. Should we look at single family? Should we look at townhouse condos? Should we look at, do you have a preference as to what we should use in exploring these numbers?
Single family.
Okay. So, I don't even have tired landlord, or I do. I don't know why I have them in this order, but 171, we've got 17 vacant. We've got 62 out of state. We've got 260 in-state. Do I have in-state on here? I don't even have in-state on here. Well, tax default 132. I'll put the senior owners as 510, and I'll do the involuntary liens 556. Okay. Now, if I knew, and this is a little self-serving, I'll be honest, but indulge me here. The sprint that we're going to do for this month is going to be around the senior owner niche. And one of the things that we're offering for folks who are curious and potentially interested is I will map out a 1-page plan for you to how you would approach building a pipeline of senior owners in your market, and how LeadDeck would play a role, and how we would integrate everything for you and help with all of the setup, etc. Which, if you'd like to get a personalized plan for that, you can go to leaddeck.ai/plan. leaddeck.ai/plan. The reason why I'm bringing that up here is in that instance or scenario, if you said, I want to do like Wendy. Wendy loves working with senior owners. They do in-person live workshops once a month, etc. And in that case, I wouldn't care so much about these other numbers. I would be looking more specifically on the list stacking of what can I stack senior owners with to increase the likelihood of motivation and timing for folks that might be more likely to need my help and service. We're not doing that here, but just know that if you were interested in that, and senior owners, downsizing, baby boomers, et cetera, if that's something of interest. In fact, I think what I'm going to do tomorrow morning, I have 4 people already that have asked, 4 of our Founders Club members. I think what I'm going to do tomorrow morning is I'm going to build them their plans live. Would that be, I'll actually map that out. Okay. Back to what we're talking about here. Okay. Which is, we're just trying to get a general sense in these 3 zip codes for James, where would it make sense for him to invest more of his time and energy? I'm not even worried with the pre-foreclosure leads. It says 1. I don't really like, there is opportunity there, but it requires a certain, bulldog personality. Also, I'll just say, if you're thinking about pre-foreclosures as an audience that you want to choose to help more, know that there, with very little exception, the people that I know that are succeeding with pre-foreclosures are door knocking, at least as part of their marketing. And I'm just never, ever, ever going to do that. So, if they find me because they're pre-foreclosure and they're also on another list, and it just so happens that's one thing or another, but I'm not going to go knocking on doors of pre-foreclosures. I'm just not going to do it. Okay. All right, let's go. Whoops. No, not there. Let's go over here. And okay, 243. So we're going to go to the next zip code. And since I'm right here currently, I'm just going to go to that. So we're not even in Denver anymore. We've left Denver. 98. I'm going to add that there. Then we'll go to the flippers. 57. I like that. I like that. And then we'll go to the seller targets here. We'll preview. Ooh. All right. So immediately for me, I'm thinking of the two, I'm definitely going with that zip code. If I'm just, just at a glance, right off the bat, I'm thinking, that is, it's a bigger pool, and there's also more flipper activity, which means those are people that are buying and or selling both. So we've got some more opportunity with that. We've got more senior owners. And what else do we need? Involuntary lien. Whoa, and a lot of those. Okay, yeah. So that's now let's see. So far to me, 80011, I'm going there. But let's see if that one wins the battle royale with Wheat Ridge. I didn't even know Wheat Ridge existed. Okay, so what do we got here?
We're all kind of under the umbrella of Denver Metro, but that's why it gets so confusing. Like when we were doing the YouTube stuff, like what do you even call this? And
yeah,
narrow things down. But this is definitely, these numbers are confirming where I was going in my head, because I'm like, that other area, that 8011, is more rentals, medium price range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
James, I'm right there with you, buddy. Atlanta's the same way, and you could go anywhere.
Yeah. It's the double-edged sword. Got lots of options, which is good and bad. You got to pick, right?
All right, let's pop this into here. $37. And
by the way, I had some good conversations yesterday with my local cash buyers, getting dialed in with their buy boxes and
beautiful. And that was based upon that was number 3, I think, in your bucket of five questions. Yeah. Love it. Okay, so if it were me, I would be choosing one of the second two, 80011 and 80033. Now, what happens if you have two that you're like, I still don't know what to choose or how to choose? Then it gets to me like proximity to me. Is there an area that I like more? Like legit, like, is there an area, does one of these two have a Starbucks that I like to set up shop at once a week? Like, I mean, honestly, you can kind of design this to meet what you want to do. Because to me, both of those, loads of opportunity. It just a sheer numbers perspective, I probably would make the case that 80011 from a sheer, just looking at the data here, makes a lot of sense. 80033, for whatever reason, is not reporting tax delinquencies. So right now, the tax default count is showing 0. It's not a LeadDeck problem. That's like, there's nothing we can do about that. They're not reporting the tax data. However, they are reporting the involuntary liens is reported, right? So we can still filter stack that on top of, for example, tired landlords or senior owners or out-of-state absentee, and get a more targeted seller audience to be then reaching out to and asking very simply, do you still own the property at street address, James, ? To see if there is an opportunity to pursue with that audience. And also, once I decide, I would also highly recommend then having that as a reason to go back into your MLS and really dig into the data and really dig into the current inventory and really dig into the expired inventory and the canceled inventory. Because if you're going to go all in on that zip code, 80011, for example, let's follow the entire 3-step blueprint so that we're putting as many potential cards in both of our hands, the on-market and off-market listings or properties and the active buyers, because the more of those we have, the more matches we can make, which means when I talk to I don't know, one of the flippers or one of the cash buyers in the market, and they say, well, I'm not really looking for that. I'm more looking for this. I can, if I'm doing that work and I'm owning this zip code, right in the moment, you'll be like, oh, so something like this, because you already have that in your hand and already were doing the work and demonstrating that you know everything that's going on in this market. You know all the active inventory, the expired, the canceled. You even have a pulse on what the pending is, like all of it. Follow-up questions.
Can you share that?
Yes,
And I'm
of
gonna
course.
copy that.
Yeah. Yep.
Already
So I'm going to
started my
share
work.
it. I'm going to share it in here. And please make a copy. You go file, make a copy. Please do that before editing. Please and thank you. Okay.
So James, just curious, are these, close in proximity, or you just got to pick zip codes that have better prices or maybe more investor activity or something like that all around Denver?
I live in 80206, and then 80011 is 20 minutes at the most away. The other one's a little bit further. I was just kind of like, oh, let's spread it out. So that third one, I just kind of pick randomly.
Okay.
Because
I know there's a lot of that investor
there's-
activity in downtown Atlanta, but I, normally don't go down there, but is it worth taking a look at kind of thing? So
Within 15 minutes of me, there's very different neighborhoods. So I can just pick, maybe 15 zip codes or within that distance from me and zero in on what I want to hit. I have a good idea, but I want to look at the numbers. So this is cool. Thanks, Josh.
Another thing to think through here is, are you going to be a missionary or a mercenary? Okay. Meaning, am I just going to choose where the opportunity is and that is where I'm going because I just want the numbers to be stacked in my favor? Or am I a missionary, meaning I want to I'm part of this community. I want to do more deals in this community. And now I need to find where is the opportunity in this community or in this pocket that I can position myself to help and serve. Again, it goes back to choosing. There's no right or wrong answer, but choose something and then own it and know it's going to be hard so that when it gets hard, remember, me figuring out this hard is me getting paid because that's what it is. Susan.
So would you do this for sellers too?
That was sellers.
Oh, I thought it was mostly buyers.
No, I mean, the majority of the spreadsheet was sellers.
So it's both of them?
So it's flippers and buyers because I want to see both sides of the coin. And I probably could have also, I probably should have put active landlord buyers also, because those are predominantly the single family investors that are buying rentals. So if I wanted to have a more complete view of this, I could also add in the active LLs here and add that column. And James can do that himself. I'm not going to add that to this. But that would be, that would help create a more complete picture. So these three are the buyer activity. The rest of these were all the seller targets specifically to that. And tomorrow morning, I will do basically a version of this, building a specific plan for a number of different agents who have either already told me what zip code and the fact that they want to build a pipeline to help and serve senior owners in that area. or they know they want to do that, but haven't decided on, you know, what zip code or city yet. And we'll do that. We'll build them that plan and through the lens of how we can make that happen with LeadDeck at the hub, but also having it integrated CRM, direct mail, all of it playing together so that your goal as the person implementing the plan or your primary activity is tapping to contact, converse, and connect. You're just tapping to contact, converse, and connect. This is great. So the guy that was unreasonable, I thought he said it's not gold for me. He's not selling. He's not selling. So some people just reply just to like, I don't know, just to reply. Like, why would you, if you have no interest in selling, they just thought that, oh, somebody was going to pay them 50% more than the fair market value of it. But whatever, like, you know, there's no harm. There's no harm in me having this conversation. And this is actually a wonderful reminder. I think anyway, any of this for me, it's just practice. It's just reps. The more of them I have, the better I get. The more I can be, you know, I can goof around and have fun and you know, and be better prepared for the next one that was just trying to put up a smoke screen, but really does want or need my help. Kyle, I got to regroup before the 11 a.m. We're scheduled for tomorrow. What we can do is that breakdown that I did with James, and then we'll get you, you know, by the end of our time, hopefully have a plan for you moving forward as far as where, what, and how you should focus your time and energy using the platform so we can get you the most tangible results moving forward. At 11, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, that's my question.
Yeah, so at 11, I'm going to live prospect expired listings using LeadDeck. And I had already pulled my list just because I'll explain what I did to pull my list. I'm going to import it and I'm going to start tapping to call, text. They are expired listings from my county, single family, residential from the last, not quarter, but the last third of 2025. So they're like September to December, single family residential in Cumberland County. And I'll walk through that. It will be a work session. Of course, you can ask questions and so forth. And the link to that, most of you are already registered if you're in here. But if you're on the live stream and you need the link to that, you can DM me on Facebook or Instagram, or even just text me. If you also go to Grow, the link to register for those, I don't know what I'm doing. Sometimes I'm a silly goose. The link for that is at leaddeck.ai/sprints. leaddeck.ai/sprints. That is where you can not only register for the 11 a.m. session, but you can also check out the replays of past sessions as well. Last week, I was prospecting multifamily tax default, and I have 3 from that I have in my seller hand that I think one I'll get to list, maybe not soon, maybe not immediately, let's say, but in the near future. So we'll see what I can uncover in an hour's time. Prospecting expired. And then if you're watching and you're LeadDeck curious, we do have a live demo and Q&A at 1 Eastern today. And you can just DM me on Instagram or Facebook if you want that link, because I don't have a short link for that one. You know what? Maybe I do. No, I don't. But you can see the most recent demo at leaddeck.ai/ask. This was a demo I did last week, and Wendy was a wonderful host and pointed out some of the things that I forgot to demo about the tool, one of which is the expired listing function in there, which I will be demonstrating at 11. All right. Tomorrow morning, I will build plans for, I've got Chris, I've got Harry, I've got Deb, Tanya, and I think there's one more, and we'll see how many of them I can get through. We're going to build a plan end to end such that once set up, all they have to do is tap. They're just tapping to text, to talk, to email, and to direct mail, and then turning conversations into connections, into contracts.